Hey everybody, just wanted to make a video here on my 1983 Ford Ranger diesel. I purchased this thing at an auction for $600 back about, I don't know, three and a half years ago, and it's had quite a bit of work done to it since then. But I wanted to share it with you guys because I promised I would after making my video of my 2007, so yeah, looks like the paint was done by either Mako or somebody else, maybe one of those $99 specials. Paint's peeling off, but if you ask me, that gives it character. I love this truck, I absolutely love it. As far as diesel mileage out of this thing, I probably get in the high 20s, but I have had all the way up close to 40 miles per gallon already on a trip. Yes, I took this thing on a trip. And I do that on occasion, go maybe hour and a half one way with it. It's very reliable, never gave me any issues. The wheels and tires off of it, as you can see here, are the silver painted. It's missing the center caps, but I love the white walls. I actually put those on just to make it a little bit more period correct. A lot of the cars in the 80s had white wall tires on them, so that's what I went with for this thing. The original wheels were in pretty poor shape. They were white in color. I have a set of 15-inch that resemble the same 14-inch ones that were originally on here. So if I ever wanted to put those on, I could. However, for right now, I stick with the white walls. So, got a pair of snow tires on the back for this time of year. But, yeah, love the tread pattern. Definitely period correct for this truck. So, truck originally had a cap on it with a rubber mat in it that was filled with just boxes, and they were soaked. And as you can see, it rusted the bed. Here you can see some through rust. I still have the mat. I got rid of the cap that was on it, and I think the truck looks much better without the cap. So as far as the interior goes, everything's original on this truck. As you can see, it's a red interior, red and black dash and steering wheel. I believe this is an upgraded steering wheel because it came, I think one of the options at the time was power steering, so they went with more of a deluxe steering wheel on this truck than what my other diesel Ranger used to have, which I use for parts for this truck. As you can see, it does have red carpet, red headliner, all in very nice shape. Here, the seat, you can see, it's got a couple little tears in it, no big deal. It's a full bench seat. And I do have Ranger floor mats in here, which do go with the red and black of the interior. Truck has no air conditioning. Everything's pretty much manual on it. Manual windows, manual locks, manual mirrors. However, it did come with the power steering. Deluxe steering wheel. Yeah, headliner, good shape. Like I said, the sun visors here, I have another set. These are a little bit worn out on these center sections here. As you can see, they hang down in the center here. I do have another set of those, so I could either replace them entirely or try and repair the sections up in here that are bad. I think there's a spring up in here that goes bad, so it does have a little bit of a water leak. Comes in right around this area here on the driver's side, top part of the windshield. I believe that to be caused by the crack and rusty part of the metal here. I used some body seam sealer on my 92 Ranger that had this same problem, and it took care of the issue. No more water. So I have yet to do that. I have yet to sand the roof, which is probably the worst looking part of the truck. But nonetheless, yes, doesn't look too bad, at least on the inside. Outside in it, but hey, it's my beater. Couple holes in the rear fenders like normal. Those where it says Ford there on the tailgate, those should be red in color. And actually, if you look underneath where they painted it, it is red. I don't know if I could get that off or not. But yeah, 1983 Ford Ranger diesel. Open the passenger side here. These doors shake like crazy too. I don't know if the hinge here or whatever this thing is where the door latch is, if these are worn out or if it's something in here. I'm not sure, but they rattle like crazy. Oh, here's something. See all these little blue plugs that have the Ford emblem on it? This had a rust preventative put in it from the factory where they actually spray what I believe to be foam inside of it to protect against rust. So if you look around here, you'll probably see a couple of them. Got some rust here, not too bad. Yeah, a couple things there. And actually, now that I think about it, I think the tailgate has some. Yeah, here's one. So they sprayed in there too. There you can see a little bit of that rust. Surprising my tailgate works. You know, I never had a problem with any of these tailgates on Fords. I was wondering, what the heck are these people talking about? Your tailgate still works. That's amazing. I'm like, yeah, I never had a problem with it. Well, it wasn't long after that I started developing problems where the clips that are up inside here actually break, and those hold the rods which go over to the sides here, which move those things in and out, which latch into there. So whenever I go to shut the tailgate now, I always lift up on the handle, shut it, and leave it go. Usually what happens is when you slam the tailgate without pulling the handle up, the jolt of doing that is what breaks the clips, because over time they get brittle. So yeah, should have new window seals. These are terrible. Paint job, yeah, that's terrible. So what do you say we start this thing up and see how she does? It's been about a week or so since I started it. Oh, don't let that speedometer gauge fool you. It says 85 miles an hour that it goes up to. This truck does not do 85 miles an hour. Matter of fact, I can go faster. Now this truck being a 4-speed, okay, it has no fifth or overdrive. And being 373 gears, I can actually put this thing in neutral down a hill and pick up speed quicker than leaving it in 4th gear and going on the gas pedal. Truck only came with 59 horsepower from the factory, and I believe it was 90 torque. So, mileage. Yeah, it's only 5-digit. Truck is 203,435 miles. I purchased the truck 3 years ago at auction for $600 with 198,000 miles on it. So, yeah. Interior's not too bad. You've seen that. Got a couple cracks in the dash. One here, one over here. But overall, it's not too bad. Just a regular aftermarket radio. I have an original radio out of my other Ranger that I would like to put in here because for whatever reason, this one, both speakers work, and both speakers, when I say that, are on the dash. And both speakers work with AM, but with FM, only the right one works unless the left one decides to kick in, which it will do. So, cold starting this thing. As I said before, I think I said, if not, 40 degrees outside today. You got a little cold start knob right here, which I have in the pulled out position. 4-speed manual, as I said earlier. Put that in neutral. You have a little light right here, which may light up when I turn the key to the on position. That just lets you know that your glow plugs are working, I guess. And as soon as that light goes out, you can go ahead and start the truck. So, turn the key on. There you can see the light come on. There it went off. Put the clutch in. Not bad. I don't know if you can tell, it's very rattly in here right now. Started right up, not too bad, not too bad. Now I already have the hood popped so that I could open it easier while I'm holding the camera. So here it is. Little 4-cylinder Perkins. You can tell I got dual batteries. Neat little truck. I get a lot of looks in this truck. I don't know if they're looking at it because it's a diesel or because they're looking at it because of what a piece of crap it looks like. I'm not sure. I gotta clean some of this junk up. There's a little bit of the this hood shield, little pieces sitting in here. I don't know if that's from mice or what. This is not the original engine, by the way. When I said I had another parts truck, the reason I said that is because the original engine that was in here had a one of the primary oil filter lines get a pinhole in it, cause it to run low on oil. When I purchased the truck, it was already like that. We had no idea about it. We put oil in it, and it fired right up, even after sitting for 15 years. Luckily, it was at the garage, and they were testing it for inspection when the engine decided to seize up. And that's exactly what happened. It seized up. It didn't blow up, it seized up. I have the original engine yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Parts are very scarce for this engine. Being a Perkins, they don't make the parts anymore. Anything you can find is usually new old stock. I think the serial number or model number, I forget, is 4.134, I want to say, on the truck. I'm not sure. Besides the fact that the engine was replaced in it with an engine that has 100 and what the heck is it? Probably about 180,000 miles on it compared to the truck that has 203,000. It's pretty close. So I do have a lot of issues with the belts making noise, even though they've been replaced already a couple times. I have to spray some belt dressing on them to quiet them down. I don't know if the camera picks up on it, but it does have a little bit of a squeak there right now. It's not too bad, it doesn't bother me. It adds to the character of the truck. So, yeah. See the little wet spots on the ground there? That's just from starting it cold. Shoots out a little bit of diesel fuel, I'm assuming. There's no catalytic converter or anything on this. It's basically the header that runs down to a straight tube, the muffler, and the tailpipe. That's it. There's no emissions on this truck. I never have to get it emissioned. I only have to get it inspected. Yeah. So, other than the fact I have to do a little work on the truck itself, such as clean up the hood, the hood, the roof a little bit, try and seal up that little bit of a water leak, and do some things here and there. It's really not a bad truck to put around in. As far as what I had to do to get the truck to this point here right now was basically new brakes all around, a couple brake lines replaced, a basic service like new filters when the engine went in, a new fuel filter, new air filter, belts. It's pretty much just the basic stuff. The transmission works good. The person that owned this truck before me went to Virginia Tech, and she drove it on the highway, and sometimes I wonder if that's some of the reason why the the engine went in the first place. Because it is only a 4-speed truck, to try and do 60-65 miles an hour, the truck does run pretty fast, or the engine does. So I just wonder if prolonged periods of running it at a higher RPM didn't do something to that over time. I'm not sure. I think not long after this truck was made, and I think this one was, now wait, let me go look. I think it's on the door. For some reason I'm thinking this truck was made in 83, but they came out in 82. Yeah, it was made in January of 83. I don't think, and here's some more of those plugs too, by the way, with that foam. Actually, here, if you look, Super Seal, anti-corrosion protection. A little bit of overspray on the truck. Can't really read into if there's a date or anything on this. But anyway, I think they came out with a 5-speed not long after this. So this one has a 4-speed. Deluxe steering wheel because of the power steering package. Does have interval wipers. There's the horn. So yeah, cool truck all around. I love it. Absolutely love my Rangers. There's the other one. There's my F-150. Got that too. So I've had several Rangers over the years. Let's see, another 83, which was the parts truck for this. That was a diesel. I had a 92 STX extended cab, 4-wheel drive. This is 2-wheel drive too, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. What else? I had a 98 extended cab, 4-wheel drive. That was with the 3-liter, 5-speed. Yeah, 4-wheel drive. And then I have the 2007 over there. So yeah, love my Rangers. Well, I love my F-150 too. That I use for towing. So yeah, I guess I can idle this thing down now. As you can see, oil pressure's really good. Now I got a little bit of a glare there. See if I can get that. There you go. You can see the oil pressure's way up there. My gas gauge don't work. Temperature gauge don't work, but it doesn't overheat. There, we idled her down now. So, because the fuel gauge doesn't work, I never actually go over 300 miles on a tank. So, yeah, high 20 mile per gallon, pretty regular. And then I get up to 40 on a highway going on a trip. Probably do a little bit better than that, or if this was 5-speed, probably even around here I might be able to get into the 30s with a 5-speed all the time, but high 20s is what I get. So yeah, not too bad. All right, video's getting pretty long. Guess we'll shut the truck off here. So thanks a lot for watching, and catch you in the next one.